Thanks for joining me again for another Pixie Talks review vlog.
Pixie Talks, reviews and vlogs at Pixie Talks. Pixie Talks, reviews and vlogs at Pixie Talks.
Woo! It's time to talk about a subject particularly near and dear to my heart, Pokemon! I really thought that I'd be getting to this review like ages ago, but such is life. I do frickin' love the whole Pokemon franchise and play every game that comes out, and it's always really especially exciting when there's a new generation of Pokemon, so without further ado, Pokemon Sun and Moon. So Pokemon Sun and Moon is one of the most unique games in the Pokemon franchise so far and has introduced a lot of new innovative mechanics. It shakes up the formula and, well, that can be both a good thing and a bad thing. It takes place in the Alola region, which is an island chain meant to be loosely representative of real-world Hawaii. So we have a tropically set Pokemon adventure, which is certainly new for the world of Pokemon. Now let's have the next game be based on Canada and have the whole region be a blizzardly, snow-bitten landscape. The player character moves to Alola at the beginning of the game, rather than having grown up there. You're just settling in when you get pulled into the Alolan Trials. And here's where the game is very different from other Pokemon games. There are no gyms. Instead of battling gym leaders, you have to take on a series of tasks from the island kahunas, which aren't always battle-oriented. Yeah, this is basically the Orange Islands. Shaking up of the typical gym badges formula is interesting, but in practice, not as well executed as it could have been. I'm going to be real here, none of these challenges are difficult. Having island challenges instead of gym badges could have been an excellent opportunity to fill the game with really difficult mind-bending puzzles. But instead of that, you get a sequence of find the Pokemon, multiple choice questions, compare two images and pick out what changed between them. You breeze through them quite quickly. In fact, the game almost feels like a visual novel in terms of how fast you are guided through the storyline. There's no challenge to the gameplay, and things are all done in a very strictly linear fashion. Now, Pokemon has never been an open-world, sandboxy type game, and that's fine. But it seems like each and every new game in the series just makes it more and more point A to B to C with no challenges, and the NPCs just kind of shepherding you along. Add that to none of the actual gameplay being anything of a challenge, and yeah, these games aren't really what they used to be. That said, the storyline itself in this game is quite possibly one of the best stories that Pokemon has ever run. It deals with a lot of pretty dark subject matter, from children who have fled from an abusive mother to possession and obsession, interdimensional beings, and complex relationships. Seriously great storytelling here, so props for that. One of the flaws of the earlier games was that the stories never really amounted to much. I absolutely loved all the characters in this game and was very invested in the story. I'm absolutely in love with Team Skull, too. They are so adorably bad at being bad. As characters, they are so freaking precious, and I just want to adopt all of them. I don't want to spoil ending stuff either, but there are some seriously cool reveals at the ending here. Ah! The graphics are fantastic as well. I thought the last game blew me away for gorgeous graphics. This one managed to top it. It looks stunning, from the character sprites to the environments to the battle animations. It's just too bad that they have gotten rid of the 3D feature in what is a 3D gaming system. Seems like an odd move. I'm not a huge fan of all the extra multiplayer features, however. I get that this is a kid's game, so they don't want to have people to be able to freely converse with strangers online. But Pokemon's always had really weird ways to try to allow online play anyways, and it's just bizarre. The Plaza is a place where other people's sprites can pop up and say something from a list of pre-approved slogans, and you can run trivia games, I guess? The whole thing feels clunky and unnecessary. The only thing I want to do with other players is battle and trade. Anything more than that, if you're not going to let people actually interact, doesn't make sense. As for the new generation of Pokemon themselves, this generation is unique in that it's actually got a surprisingly small number of new Pokemon, and instead has a whole bunch of regional variants. I am a big fan of regional variants, and it's something that we have actually seen in Pokemon before. Anyone remember Shellos, which had West Sea and East Sea variants? Pokemon actually does this a lot, having a small version of a new mechanic in an earlier game and then expanding on that mechanic in a later one. Nidoran had male and female versions of itself before introducing genders in Gen 2, which still makes me baffled why Nidoran and Nidoran are still recognized as separate Pokédex entries, but anyway. We also saw the concept of alternate forms in some key Pokemon like Shaman well before Pokemon had introduced things like Mega Evolutions, which may technically be a different thing, but is clearly conceptually similar. So now we have Ice Vulpix and a Ghost Cubone, and I couldn't be happier with it. For the actually new Pokemon that were introduced in this gen, I love a lot of them, not as big fans of some of the others, but that's how the cookie crumbles. I finished the game with a team of Primarina, Lycanroc, Ribombee, Meteor, Mimikyu, and Drampa, which are some of my absolute favorite new Pokemon. All in all, it was a fun addition to the Pokemon franchise, although I do wish that Pokemon games would stop being so darn easy and actually present the challenge that they used to. But honestly, I will play every Pokemon game that they throw at me, even if I do have some complaints with them. Nintendo knows they have my money. And that's it for my review of Pokemon Sun and Moon. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do be sure to subscribe for more. You can also add me on Facebook and Twitter. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!